Record Store Day has developed into a fantastic day for independent music, really, and for independent stores it's now far and away our busiest day of the year. I'm Phil Barton. I'm the owner of Sister A Records in London and Rounder Records in Brighton. Apparently there's a guy coming from Spain who's bringing a tent tonight, so I would expect people to be queuing from the time we close tonight at 8 through the night. Yeah, that's 12 hours, so that's a long time. But they'll be first in the queue and they will get their pick of what we've got.
Right, so 2 bears, strong. Can we get it? Yeah. And my friend Dan is pretty good at recommending stuff to me, and this was one of his better ones. And actually, Nick also. So it came recommended, basically.
This is Wild Beast's new album, Smother. It's new, but we think it's a classic, so we're going to call this a classic. Check it out.
Dummy by Portishead is definitely our influential album. I heard this, I think, when my mum was painting her living room red. My mum's French and crazy, and she was playing this very loud while very drunk, and it was pretty cool.
Kids think CDs are what their parents have, but they know that vinyl is something that is worth that collectors get, and people who are really serious about music have vinyl. So to have vinyl is a sign of cool. And if you look in advertising now, there's lots and lots of adverts where you see a needle drop on a vinyl record because it's cool. For us it never went away, but now its time has come round again. There's lots of reasons, and the best reasons I can give are it does genuinely sound better and looks better. It feels great when you take it out of the sleeve.
A lot of the records I love, like Elton John and stuff, you look at the old packaging for those, you pull out, there's books in there, there's all these like extra bits, they all fold out, there's so much extra stuff in there that you just don't get in a CD or definitely not online.
You have to physically engage with it.
Physical, what is it, palpable, is that an adjective?
It's that big physical thing you can hold in your hand and go, oh wow, what is this?
You're not just...
It's nice to have something, tangible that you can actually hold.
You have to put it on, and then, blimey, you have to turn it over. But what a wonderful thing. Mainly it's about the people that turn up on the day, because there's going to be a huge queue, and we like to try and just look after them because they're spending a lot of time out in the cold or maybe the rain, and we want to make sure they want to come back to Sister A afterwards. Well, funnily enough, the thing we've had the most calls about this year is the ABBA 12-inch. And there's people being ringing from all over the world wanting this ABBA 12-inch. Being the owner of a record shop is really difficult because you kind of have this record collection that is in the shop and it kind of changes all the time. So the only thing I really want, the only thing I will be taking home is a Clash 7-inch. It's like a sprucing up of London Calling. So as a Clash fan, that's something I must get.
We're in Brick Lane outside of Trade East.
We managed to come here about 20 minutes before the store opened at 8 o'clock, which I thought was quite dedicated, but there were a lot of people that were even more dedicated. So
I bought one record store special and some disco stuff that I'm into currently.
I'm really hoping there's still some ABBA limited editions left because they're on glittery blue vinyl.
The Little Boots one, I bought LCD, Sound System, Drunk Girls.
We have banned 300 copies single.
Pelican, Australasia, that's their debut album.
I have never heard of those guys, but that sounded good, so...
I was looking to get the Arctic Monkeys 7-inch.
I trust the selection of Rough Trade. I really like that they have some live gigs, good music. Of course, if you would like to hear some records, it's not the best day to go, but...
I had to shut Selectedist down. That was hard enough. I don't really want to shut the other two down.
You've got to support them. It's like you've got to make a show of it. Like if you're shopping and you just like pop into Banquet or Phonica or whatever, and just like it's up to you. If you want them to be there, then buy from them. It's simple.
Well, I think we've reached the nadir on losing shops. I think the 300 that are left, I think there'll always be about 200 or 300 shops left. So I don't think the independent market is going to shrink anymore. But we all know HMV are in trouble. their bank had given them another year to swan around wasting money. They owe 163 million on a business worth 170 million. How does that work? How did they get themselves into that situation? It baffles me. It baffles me. They position themselves as an entertainment retailer. They're the only one, and they can't do it. I don't know. To me, it smacks of total incompetence.
Well, I've seen two of my favorite record shops close.
Because I spend a lot of my time in record stores, and I've noticed since we joined the band, it kind of went down, but now it seems to be peaking again.
People are really digging vinyl.
There's one in Halifax that's always specialized in vinyl that had some pretty rough times, but is now business is booming there, which is kind of unfortunate because the previous owner of it killed himself because it wasn't going well, and then since then it's come out of the hole.
Pretty sure tragic story. Record stores. Yeah, even the big chain record stores are going down.
Yeah.
But like the independent record stores are getting more business.
Yeah, but
It's nice to see that.
the chains aren't taking the risks of staying open anymore because they want their profit margin to be
Massive.
what it was when they don't want to have like a small sustainable business. So it kind of opened up the door for independent record stores or independent businesses in general for any market.
We know nothing about business. This is all
I know
speculation.
everything.
Record stores in our hometown growing up, they were just these old, creepy antique stores that you could get like, Beatles solo albums from for like 50 cents or 50 pence or whatever the currency translation is. And so I just have, very vivid memories of buying like McCartney 2 for 50 cents and just being like, yeah, and then listening to it being like, boo, but just buying a lot of records that you never heard before, and because this is before downloading and generally computers in general, so it was cool to just kind of dive into something. I think that's what I really regard record stores as, just something, a way to really dive into a sound that you haven't really had the luxury of hearing before, or really getting to, it's just something very special and intimate to be able to listen to a record without really knowing at all what it's going to sound like. And I think that's what record stores mean to me.
I really like in-stores as well. I go to a lot of in-stores. I think it's something really unique that you can only get at record stores.
Have you guys played many in-stores?
Yeah, actually, we were performing a lot of in-stores recently. On the tour, we just did a neat one in Bristol at Rise Record Store, which is super cool. And I think we've got a few at the Rough Trade shops coming up.
We're outside Rough Trade, waiting to get in.
What were we going to say?
Little Boots. Don't know what to expect. Just thought, it might be interesting. I just thought it might be a chance to see some alternative music and in an alternative place. Oh, we're moving quite fast.
Hello, I'm Little Boots at Rough Trade East for Record Store Day. We're playing because we've got a release today on limited edition vinyl, especially for Record Store Day, so we thought we would coincide with playing an in-store here. The new single we plan to do as a limited vinyl with Tracks, an American label, and it just so happened the release date was Monday, and we're like, well, it's 2 days before Record Store Day, so it'd be amazing if we can kind of tie it all together, and it all came through. Not like in a nerdy way, more like I love getting battered once in charity shops for £1 and then, like Bob Streisand albums and stuff. But yeah, at home, the only really way I have to listen to music on my laptop is a record player. So yeah, it's mainly what I listen to albums on.